Hi, this is the assembly and solution video to the mushroom puzzle box. First, we're going to start off by gluing some parts. So we're going to need some super glue, the small mushroom, and two 10x3 magnets. I'm going to start off by gluing one of the magnets in. And make sure both magnets stick to each other and that they're in the same orientation. And then wipe off any excess glue. Then we are going to glue another two 10x3mm magnets into the mushroom wall piece. Now, to make sure that they're oriented to the right way, we're going to want to check the orientation with the small mushroom magnet, and they're going to go in the same way that pulls them together. So, top. Right, next we're going to glue the small 8x2 magnet into the small hole there. Once again, to check the orientation, place the wall magnet piece and you should find the location. And to get it out, you can just use the magnet. So that would be the orientation. And once again, just place in. And then we can set it off to side to glue. Next, we're going to want the centerpiece and the little spring tab, which we're going to glue into the slot there. Just put some glue around. And place it inside. And then that can go off to the side and dry. Next, we're going to assemble the mushroom stem. We're going to need the stem part itself and then the 4 rings. The rings have numbers on them, and we're going to start off with the first ring with the number facing down and slide them on. Second one, third one, and fourth one. Then we're going to take the stem cap and we're going to line up the 2 notches with these ones on top. Then we are going to get 4 M3x10 screws, and we're just going to screw each one in. Right, once you have all 4 screwed in, the ring should twist freely. Make sure they all do. And then that can be put to the side. Next, we're going to screw on the end stop. So we're going to need the spring tabs and the end stop itself. Then we're going to need 2 10x3mm screws, and we're going to place the tab beneath, making sure that there's a space between the two, and placing screws in. Then the block is going to go towards the end with the end pieces towards the front. Next, we're going to need the 3 rotating locks and the actual lock pieces themselves. And you're going to want to place the top of the lock facing upwards, with the cutout facing the cylinder. And you're going to grab the lock and put it in. For B, you're going to want to make sure the 5 is facing the center, and then make sure that rotates freely. If not, give it a sand. This one needs sand, actually. A file will do as well. Make sure the lock faces the cylinder and that for B, 5 faces the center. Then you're going to want a M3 by 10mm screw. I'm going to screw the 2 pieces together. Right, then the next one, again, face the lock. And then for C, we want to make sure number 2 faces the center. And then for the final one, we want A, which is going to be number 7, facing the center. Next, we're going to need the push button slide and the push button end cap itself. We're also going to need 2 M3 by 8mm screws, and we're going to screw with the end cap slope facing the bottom. This piece doesn't need to be too tight, just needs to hold the button on itself and make sure they line up. Next, you're going to want to give the end pieces, the slopes, a bit of a sand, just to make sure that they're smooth enough. You might also want to give the sloped pieces here a bit of a sand. just to make sure the slide runs freely inside the piece. Next, you're going to need the 5mm OD by 20mm springs. I've just cut some down from a longer piece, and you're going to want to place them in between the two notches on either side, and then that should move freely. Next, you're going to need the mushroom head cap and then the 5mm by 15mm long spring, and you're going to want to put it inside the hole and push it down until it stays. It might be easier to have something to push down on the spring, and the spring should stay. You can always put some glue in there if it doesn't. Then you're going to want the lock part and 3 M3 by 8mm screws. You're going to screw the lock part to the actual head ring itself, and that can be put to the side. We're going to want 6 M3 by 10mm screws, stem, head, and centerpiece. You might also want to make sure that you sand down any loose filament, as this was a bridge piece. So we're going to start off with head, centerpiece, line the button up with the hole, push in, and then grab the stem piece, line up pieces, and then we're going to screw in all 6. Make sure the button works, and then you can tighten all the screws down. And that is the assembly part finished. Now we're going to put together the actual mushroom itself. So first you're going to want to make sure that all the dials are on the right numbers facing the arrows. So B should be 5, A is 7, C is 2. Then you're going to grab the top twist ring. This is the prize area inside, and the twist ring, go in and lock it so you can put whatever you want inside. Then you're going to grab the headpiece, and there's 2 notches. The easiest way to put it together is to grab the flat piece and face it the button side, push it in, and then push down the button and push the rest of it in. It should spring up when you push the button down. Next, you're going to grab the magnet sidewall and you're going to put it into place. Now this should come out. If not, sand any areas. It should come. Then for the actual mushroom itself, you're going to put the small mushroom in the lock piece, and then you're going to want to twist the bottom ring until both sides of the notches are free. Then you can put in the first stage, twist the second stage until you can put it in again. Repeat for all. Stages. Sometimes it can be a bit finicky to find. Okay, and then twist them, lock, and you do the same for the dials. Twist them to a random number, and that is the assembly finished. For the solution of the puzzle, you're going to first start by holding the stem downward and twisting the top ring until the piece drops down, then move on to the next ring until it drops down again, and then do the final ring. Sometimes giving them a bit of a wiggle helps. And then once it's released, you're going to take the mushroom magnet and you're going to find the side wall, which will pull off with the magnet, and then the code will be shown, and then you can put the code into the dials. And then you can push on the button and then pull the dot side off. And then you're inside. I hope you enjoyed the mushroom puzzle box.